All right, Swope here showing you another case that you can use Desmos on your test. Let's say you have an equation that you are trying to solve. So here in number 17, you can see they're essentially asking us to solve this. If they might say solve this equation, they might say what values of x make it true. Basically, we're trying to find x's that make this equal 0, which is the same thing as solving. Like it would be the same thing if they even give you an easy question like x plus 2 equals 5. I mean, if you know how to solve it, just solve it. But a lot of times, once we get quadratics, it's not as easy to solve. This one, I mean, you could maybe figure it out if you're good at factoring, but the easier way to do this is we can actually kind of trick them. They don't want us to be able to use Desmos. So let me show you how you can solve any equation on your test. So if you see an equation, you might be tempted just to try and graph this, but let's look what happens when you try and graph an equation like this. It'll pop up with an error, and it uses kind of big words. It says plot in single variable implicit equations is disabled. If you see it say it's disabled, it just means you can't do it. But here's how we can come around this. We can turn this into case 2 if you watch my other videos, or make this into a system of equations. How we do this is we're going to have two equations. We're going to have y equals and y equals. You're going to do y equals the left side of this equation. So I can't really like highlight, but this. So do y equals the left side of the equal sign. So our first one's going to be y equals this, basically this whole thing. 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. So y equals the left side. And then we're going to do y equals the right side. So the right side of this equal sign only has a 0. And you're going to see, you might need to just be careful. Sometimes you might, once you got them both typed in, you might want to make it full screen, but you might need to like zoom out, especially depending on what your functions or your equations look like. But I mean, this one I can kind of see. I'm just looking, where does my blue line cross my red line? So just make sure you click on the right dots, but I have one here where it crosses the blue and the red, and I have one here where it crosses the blue and the red. So those are my answers. So just be careful. You might be tempted. A lot of times when you solve systems, you put like the entire point. But like, look, even if I try and type in this entire point, like it won't let me type a comma right now. Like I can't do a point. Um, does it pop up with anything like an error? Let's see. Doesn't look like it pops up with an error, but if it says x equals, they only want the x value of the point. Like I can't even type like a comma. So like if you see that happen and like realize they just want a single number and they just want the x. So one of my answers is negative 0.5, and my second answer is 3. So just the x value of these points. So just be careful, make sure you read in, or if it's not letting you type something, be like, oh, maybe they don't want what you're trying to type into it. But this is how you could solve any equation. So if you have an equation and you want to use Desmos to solve, do y equals the left side of your equal sign, y equals the right side of your equal sign, and find where they cross. Desmos, they don't really want you to do this on the EOC, but hey, we're going to kind of outsmart them here with this. So have a good day. Hopefully this video is helpful.